Breaking news, Gary Gensler says that he'll resign early 2025 if Trump becomes president. Isn't the SEC's job to protect investors? Why would it matter who is president? Aren't you supposed to protect investors? So we're going to dive into this and we're going to talk about how Larry Fink, the largest asset manager in the world, and maybe a candidate for Treasury Secretary, or is it Jamie Dimon? We'll have to wait to see. But he talks about unfettered regulation. We need the public and private sector to come together. We need them to come together in order to grow out of this economy. And if you're an investor and you understand how to properly invest in this could radically transform your family's life. So we're going to dive into this. On the back end of every video, I share with you exactly what I'm doing to help you navigate through this system. Again, I'll never share anything that I'm not doing myself. So let's listen to this. So this is if you didn't watch yesterday's video, this is a continuation of yesterday's video. I'm going to rewatch this part of Larry Fink, and we're going to listen to what he says about unfettered regulation, and we're going to dive a little bit deeper into how the SEC is getting battered right now.
But I do think it's important also that President Trump has been adamant that there's been way too much regulation under President Biden. So I have to believe that you would say that the business would be unfettered. And if they're unfettered, that could help the growth, which would therefore lower the deficit.
We need unfettered businesses right now. We need growth. And we're going to get growth from the private sector. We can't rely on public deficits anymore. The public deficits are just growing too fast as a percent of GDP. As a perspective, our deficits were only $8 trillion in 2020. They're going to be at $26 trillion, $36 trillion. We grew our deficits more than $1 trillion a year over the last 24 years. This is unheard of. It is at an unsustainable level. Yet we have the most dynamic capitalistic system in the world. We have great companies. We have great ingenuity, great technology. Let it unbound, let it go, create great jobs, create opportunities, and we'll have a rising equity market that will really fuel this opportunity.
Boom. And that's your investments. That's what you've been holding the line for. Let companies like Ripple go. Let them be unfettered. Let them go. This is absolutely remarkable if it plays out this way for us, guys. Your patience, your persistence, your discipline, your consistency. As they told you to look this way, you look this way. But you got to hold the line. You got to be non-emotional. So let's dive a little bit deeper into this, okay? So think about this. If your job is to protect investors and you're the head of the SEC, why would it matter who is president, right? It should be you doing what's best for the investors. But we know that the SEC has not done what's best for the investors. They've hurt XRP holders the whole time by holding this case all the way until 2024. That's why I believe it's all by design. Go do your research. Dive into the SEC website. For egregious cases, it's anywhere from 12 to 24 months. This is not an egregious case. But we're coming up on 3.5 years. Ripple has spent almost $200 million battling the SEC. They are just hammering down on regulation, stifling innovation, as other countries already have crypto regulation with MiCA. And they're already innovating into the future. Again, I'll keep repeating the same things. Warren Buffett said it the best. When the tide goes out, you'll see who has swim trunks on. America got caught with their pants down. And now we're floundering our way out of it. We have to grow our way out of this economy. Again, infrastructure, blockchain, DLT, AI. These are all new things that are coming in that you go watch the Jordan Peterson interview with Elon Musk, guys. It is not going to stop. It is here to stay. Okay. It is the user of the tool that is going to make it dark or make it light. And I know you watching this are full of light and full of high consciousness. And I know that you will do great things with these resources for your family. So diving a little bit deeper in here, 7 U.S. states unite to challenge SEC's crypto overreach. So 7 of the U.S. states have united in coalition to challenge the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission regulation over cryptocurrency, the gross overreach. I just put that in there. The state filed the amicus brief arguing that the SEC's power grab would stifle innovation, harm the cryptocurrency industry, and exceed its authority. That's what it's all about, guys. There's a massive gross overreach, and it just has to do with politics and power, right? They're all losing a grip on their power. They're losing their centralized power system. Now who knows what's going on with the left and right, guys? What the whole thing with Biden and all that stuff. But we do know there's a power grab going on right now, and we're just months away from a massive parabolic shift in our whole society. Okay, Gary Gensler will likely resign in 2025 after Biden's exit. A Trump presidency will spell disaster for Gary Gensler, his role as the head of the SEC, according to 10X Research founder Mark Thielen. United States Security and Exchange Commission, Gary Gensler will likely resign within the first 2 months of 2025 after President Joe Biden finishes term at the White House. That's what they predict. 10 times research predict that. You know, it'll be interesting. It says with Joe Biden dropping out of the White House, no credible candidate can seriously change Donald Trump. The November election appears to have been decided without a single vote. For Bitcoin, a pro-crypto administration will enter the White House. So let's break all this down. I had a great comment on Instagram somebody sent over to me, and they said, oh, it just feels like, it's all going to fall apart. Guys, look at history, okay? Look at history. The Roman days, what happened? They had us drunk off the wine in the Colosseum. You comment down below what you think the wine is right now. Do you realize that all these distractions are pulling you away from investing in this new innovative infrastructure? All these distractions, like, for example, I brought this up on an interview. When Biden was during this presidential election, during this presidential candidacy with Biden, it didn't stop us from building financial freedom. It didn't stop us from building 7-figure ecosystem. It didn't stop us. We still did that. Would I like a different presidency and a more growth type presidency and one that's more in alignment with my values? Absolutely. But that didn't stop me. I didn't wait for Trump to come back. I didn't wait for another president to come back. I wasn't waiting for Christ to come down on a white horse in the sky. I knew Christ was always with me. I knew God was always with me. So I think the biggest lesson in all of this is, instead of getting caught up in the conspiracies and the distractions, get caught up in your actions. Let me say that one more time. Instead of getting caught up in all these conspiracies and the distractions that literally keep you in inactivity, get obsessed with your actions. Because what's not going to change after November 4th is your discipline and consistency. It's going to be a new presidency. There'll be a new regime coming in. But guys, this has been playing itself out over and over and over again. That's why Christ went from village to village. He didn't really have a home. He wasn't bought into anything other than love and higher consciousness, and telling us we're made in the likeness and image. Like, we're all being played. So if you really think about that, what conspiracy theory are you going to attach to? Yes, there's a lot of crazy shit happening right now, but the only thing we can do as we wake up tomorrow is to control our thoughts, control our actions, our emotions, and build a legacy for our family. There's no presence going to knock on your door and pull you out to the gym. There's no presence going to knock you on the door and create a budget for you and create earned income for you. That's you. That's on you. That's you and your family, your structure. Now, there will be people within our current physical reality. It's not the macro to the micro. It's the micro to the macro. There'll be people in our physical reality that inspire and motivate and create great change. And we have to study that wave of energy. The wave of energy, I'm telling you guys right now, is infrastructure change. And if you tap in and tune in, like I've been doing over the last couple years, 4 years, and 8,000 warriors worldwide, as we tapped in to this new innovation, financial system, cryptocurrency, the new infrastructure, supply chain, the infrastructure, the financial system. And we're looking at our cryptos as businesses and infrastructural changes versus get rich quick. And so what I do is I invest in these very speculative assets. That's the beauty of it being very speculative, but it can be like gambling. When this shit goes parabolic on the back end of 2024 going into 2025, if that's the way it's going to cycle, I don't worry about where CNN says it's going to go to or this influencer. I have an exit plan based on what I think is going to happen, right? Based on my narrative. And then I pull from high risk, high return, house money. I pull it down the risk pyramid, and I personally insure my wealth. That's what I do. I like to make sure my principal is secure. I like to have access to the cash value. I think it's fantastic. And I like to compound my money. I'm taking house money and I'm insuring it. Right. And then from there, business, information, technology, attention, and education. We've used social media and technology and all these different things to build freedom. There's so much beauty in what's happening right now. So we have to stop looking at all the darkness and focusing on darkness, because your reticular activating system within your brain, study it. Whatever you focus on, you're going to get more of. If you think everything is a conspiracy, everything's going to be a conspiracy. And it's going to fudge you out of the decisions you need to make to be on the right side of this when all this settles. When the dust settles, there's going to be really, really rich, and there's going to be really, really poor. The middle class is getting wiped out, leveraged towards technology. They're moving down to the working poor. It's already here. I've been preaching this since 2020. Now the middle class has to make $150,000 a year just to be middle class. Think about that for just a moment. So get focused, family. Get disciplined. Okay? Stop focusing on a boogeyman, an invisible enemy. Get focused. Get a foundation of God. Follow Christ. Whatever you believe in something. So I love you guys very, very much. I'll get off my soapbox. If you need any support at all, I'd love to personally coach you through this. Just let you guys know, I launched a program the beginning of this year. It's been going phenomenal. So in the description down below, it's called a 4-week. I think they have it as a 4-week webinar series. But basically, it's a live coaching where you're working with me for 4 weeks, and then we're on a monthly call every single week. So if that's something that interests you, you'll book what's called a discovery call, and then you'll go through the discovery call with my team and see if you're a good fit for that program, because you're gonna be working with me personally. Groups of people working with me personally through it. So we'll have that connection, and then we'll go through this together. So if that's something that interests you, click the link down below to apply for that. And then also I get tons of messages around how I do my insuring my wealth and things like that. There's a needs assessment. These are both free. One's a discovery call, one's a needs assessment. The needs assessment is if you need help with retirement strategies. Once you fill that out, my qualified team member will reach out to you. Just make sure that you show up to the appointment, please. We're getting hundreds of appointments per week, and just respect it. If you fill it out, it's a free consultation, absolutely free. And we'll see you on the inside. So those are in the description of the video or in my social media platform. I hope to see you on the inside. Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.